Hello guys, welcome back to the Breaking Point series. We are here for Chapter 4 at the British Grand Prix, driving as Aiden Jackson once again, and today we're heading to the Silverstone circuit, which of course is Aiden Jackson's home Grand Prix. So we're coming home to the British Grand Prix, hoping to impress the crowd. Now, this is 2 weeks after the Chapter 3 events that happened in the last episode, and if you did not check out that previous race, I highly recommend that you go check that out. There's a link in the card above. Straight away, we can see a news article of Fernando Alonso making a comeback to Renault. As the season progresses, we're getting more news that's coming into the F1 2021 season, but I think we're now getting a phone call, and it actually says unknown. I have no idea who this is, so I guess we answer this?
Hello?
Hello, mate.
Oh no, it's Devin Butler.
This?
Oh, come on, keep up. It's Devin.
Butler?
The very same.
How did you get this number?
It doesn't really matter. Listen. I just wanted to pass on a bit of friendly advice.
Oh.
Now, it's always tricky racing on your home track. The pressure, all the fans watching, it's a nightmare.
Right, yeah, I imagine it is.
But if you keep your cool, you stay focused, you will get through it, okay? Just imagine it's a different circuit on the other side of the planet. Then, when your race does fall apart, it'll be a lot easier to deal with.
Yeah, great advice.
I knew you'd think so. Anyway, good luck out there today. Just try and make it to the end, huh? Ta-ta!
Yeah, good luck to you too. I'll see you later.
Okay, kind of an odd conversation there, but I absolutely loved it. I think it's really cool that the story is still coming alive, because I kind of thought, like, is the first part kind of all over? Is it kind of just racing now? But no, Devin Butler has called us and kind of just said, you're having your home race happening, and now it's going to kind of fall apart. So I think he's trying to cause some drama on purpose, trying to get some negative emotions coming into Aiden Jackson, telling him maybe like he wants him to crash out. You know, it's Devin Butler. He's going to try and cause some drama or something like that. He probably wants to see Ackerman and Jackson make contact again, so the media goes absolutely wild. But let's not let Devin Butler get us down. Let's just go into the Grand Prix and see what we can do. Unfortunately, fate has other ideas. When Aiden Jackson qualifies inside the Q3, and he also has a fantastic race, a front right puncture comes up, and this kind of reminisces the 2020 season when the British Grand Prix kind of had all these punctures. So Aiden Jackson gets a puncture, and so now he's gonna have to salvage what he can from this Grand Prix.
Tyres are gone.
Copy, Aiden. Box.
Copy.
Let's just minimize the damage.
We were running so comfortably in P5 until Aiden Jackson got a puncture, and now we're going to have to make it back to the pits and pit for new tires. I gotta say real quickly that this game is very much realistic with the tires exploding like that. It looks a lot more realistic than the previous game, but we do make it back to the pit lane, and we're just about gonna make it back because that tire is basically gone. You can see it almost about coming off. But as I said, we were running up in a comfortable top 5, and now we're gonna slip outside the points because of how long this pit lane is, and also because it took a while for us to get back to the pits. So we're coming in, and we're gonna pit for a fresh new set of soft tires, but it won't matter. I mean, we're gonna be so far down the field. We're already outside the points. I think we're actually gonna drop behind our teammate and behind Vettel, and we might drop behind a few other drivers as well. So the objective is to finish inside the top 10. This might be a little bit more difficult. We drop behind Latifi in P17.
Still time left to push for the points here, Aiden.
Copy.
So there is still time to be able to get up into the points. We just have to push like crazy. And the first car that we have to overtake is Nicholas Latifi. He's going very slow, so let's see if we can just go to the inside line and take the position pretty easily there. On the fresher soft tires, nothing that the Williams can do. We move on a little bit later. We're now all over the back of Giovinazzi as we set the fastest lap of the Grand Prix.
Great work. That's a new fastest lap of the race.
Yes, indeed, Jeff. It is the fastest lap of the race, but we can't think about the fastest lap. We got to think about getting inside the top 10. So we're now all over the back of the Alfa Romeo, and I'm going to send it on Giovinazzi coming down into turn 4. He's going to try and fight back, but I'm just about going to get ahead with the straight line speed of this Mercedes engine. Moving on a little bit later, we've catched the pack of Ricciardo, Ackerman, and Vettel, I think that is. And now we just have to try and overtake a few people. Problem is, though, is that the DRS is going to be this really long DRS train because of the cars ahead. So Ricciardo will get DRS, but I have the straight line speed, the fresher tires, and a little bit of ERS to spare as well. So let's try and make a move down the inside on the Renault driver, and we just about get ahead of Ricciardo. And so now we have to try and make a move on our teammate, Casper Ackerman. Hopefully we don't do what Devin Butler wanted us to do and make contact with our teammate, but we get very close to contact. We're side by side, coming down into cups now. Hopefully we don't repeat what Verstappen and Hamilton did in an earlier race in 2021, but we don't. We just about get ahead of our teammate, and that was almost contact. Thank goodness it wasn't. Moving on to Stowe, we're now all over the back of Vettel. We couldn't get past in the DRS, so I'm going to have to try and make a dive bomb somewhere. Maybe here. Let's go for it. Down the inside on the Ferrari. There isn't any space to go side by side, so I'm going to have to wait a little bit later on, and we now just have the better straight line speed to get ahead of Vettel, better exit, and better straight line speed, better grip as well, so we were able to get ahead. And so now we move on to lap 12. We have 2 cars to make an overtake on, 2 laps as well. So I'm going to have to time this absolutely perfect. And the driver I had a phone call with earlier on in this race is the driver that is just up the road. So I'm going to try and overtake Devin Butler, and it's also Butler's home Grand Prix as well. We're going to go around the outside this time, and we're going to get past the Alfa Romeo driver. Similar situation to what the Vettel move was, but Vettel was on the outside, I was on the inside. We now move on to the final lap of the Grand Prix. Alex Albon is the driver ahead, and now we're going to try and make the move on Albon. Use a lot of the ERS to go to the inside line, and we're up into 10th place and ahead of Albon and into the objective zone, and we are past the Red Bull driver and up into 10th place. But here comes the DRS. Lewis Hamilton wins his home Grand Prix, but here comes Albon once again to try and re-overtake me. This is not good. He has to get behind me if I'm able to get this objective, and I just about get ahead, sent it on the Red Bull driver, and I do get ahead and up into 10th place, and I think I will just about complete the objective, but I was a little scared that Albon was going to get ahead, but he eventually did not. So we're going to come across the line to finish in the objective after receiving a puncture.
That's the end of the race. We'll see you in Parc Fermé.
And Mercedes have pulled off a great victory here today. What a race for young Aiden Jackson. If he can keep this up, he's got a long, promising career in front of him.
Absolutely. He'd have been gutted about that puncture. Imagine what kind of challenge he'd have been able to make without it. You've got to give it to him though. He gritted his teeth and pulled it back. Great driving.
Now whisper it quietly, but things seem to be on the up for Racing Point's Aiden Jackson. One to watch. And I can see the drivers starting to approach the podium for the victory celebrations. A real team victory today. Everybody played their part. Congratulations then to Mercedes, your race winners today.
An interesting race. I think it could have been a lot better for us if we didn't get that puncture, but that's the way it goes. A pretty solid British Grand Prix, a home Grand Prix for Aiden Jackson. Looks like a phone call, though, from Brian, so let's just quickly answer this.
Brian,
Well, someone's the hot topic in the press room.
what do you mean?
Oh, come on. There's no need to be so modest.
What are you on about, Brian?
Oh, after that puncture, everyone thought you'd lost it. But to pull it back and into the points, it's all anyone's talking about.
Well, I'm glad the press is starting to take notice.
Oh, get used to it. They put a bunch of interviews in your diary for tomorrow. It's why I was calling.
Right, thanks for letting me know.
So don't celebrate too hard tonight, eh?
Yeah, all right, Brian. Don't worry. I'm only going to see my mum.
Right. Well, each to their own.
See you later, Brian.
So that's going to be the end of Breaking Point's Chapter 4 video. This was a pretty short one, so Chapter 5 will be coming out very shortly, so go check that out on the channel. That'll be at the Italian Grand Prix, and I can tell you, from already recording that one, it's going to be a very interesting Grand Prix. So check that out. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel if you want to see more Breaking Point content on this channel, and if you enjoyed Chapter 4, hit the like button as well. That's going to be it for me. Thanks for watching, and peace out.